What is up, you filthy animals? My name is Deventrix, and for those of you who are wondering the answer to that question, the answer is your win rate. Now, you may be asking yourself, why? Why my win rate? Well, that is because today we are going to be looking at the best sealed clubbing tank of all time. I'm not even kidding. This tank is just, it's an absolute beast at tier 3. And for those of you wondering which tank it is the Cruiser Mark IV. It is a tier 3 British light tank, and this thing is an absolute power monster. If you're looking to bump up your win rate, then this is the tank to do it. And I will give you all the tips and tricks of how to play this tank to its maximum potential. This tank, although it can have a steep learning curve, it is an absolute beast. I think I have like an 85% win rate, and this tank, after like 200 battles, this thing is an absolute killing machine if you learn how to work it. And don't you worry, folks, because today that's exactly what we're going to look at. Let me give you a quick rundown of this tank while some gameplay is going on in the background. So the first thing you need to know about this tank is the gun, obviously. It carries a 40mm bore fist gun. And this gun, although it may not sound pretty impressive with, the whole world bore fist, but this thing is a beast. It is an auto-loading gun with 4 shots and 2 clips, or I don't know. It has 2 shots per every time you click the button, which may seem awkward at first, and it's kind of something you have to get used to, but it is so good. Now, each of these 40mm bullets does around 45 damage. So if you can land all 4 of those, which it spurts out in 2 seconds, that is just under 200 damage, and that's like half the hit points of most of the tanks you'll meet. Another great thing about this gun is it has 15 degrees of gun depression, which you'll see me using later on this video. 15 degrees of gun depression is absolutely huge. When 10 degrees is considered excellent by most tiers, 15 degrees, that is 50% more. That is just, you can do things that no other tank in the entire game can do. And that combined with its 200-ish damage per clip, it is just absolutely massive at this tier. Another great thing about this tank is it can shift around. Although it only has a 48 km/h speed limit, which isn't the highest, it has like 450 horsepower to its engine, which is just massive. This tank can shift around, can go so fast, and it just has a huge pickup. Like, you go from like 0 to 48 as quick as you can. Look how fast I'm going right now. I'm just bombing it along in basically no time at all. And you may be asking yourself, like, oh my gosh, this tank sounds absolutely amazing. What balances it? And although this tank is definitely on the more powerful side, it only has 30mm of armor. That's its top amount. In the front of it is 30mm, and it goes down to 5mm in some parts of it, which this thing has no armor. It's a freaking glass cannon, but this thing is so good. So, since this thing only has 5mm of armor in some spots, you have to be really careful with it. HE shells will just go through you like butter. That's why it's best to play this tank at a medium range. Although it has an extremely good gun, it cannot work well at long range. And this clip right here will show you. You really have to aim and just see how big that bloom is when I first turn it over. It is absolutely massive. But once you aim in the shots, it's not too bad. So I would say definitely play this at like a medium range. If you get close range, only do that when you can confidently go in and you can kill the enemy in a single clip. Otherwise, it's best to kind of be more of a support vehicle. Conserve your hit points and just deal out damage. The longer you stay alive, the longer you'll do damage for. Another really important tip is, even though you can shoot, it's probably not best to shoot. You'll see here that I will shoot off my first volley of shots, and then I'll wait a second, wait for the reticle to go down so I can be more accurate. That's an extremely important thing to learn in this tank, is to fire off your first volley, and then once you're fully aimed again, you can fire off your second one. Although it takes more time, you'll get in more shots more accurately, and you'll do more damage. Now, you see what I'm doing right here. I am leaving my camping spot, my sniping spot, and I'm trying to close the distance between us since there's no more targets for me to shoot at. Now, this is extremely important in this tank and just every tank that you'll ever play. You need to know when it is the right time to camp and when it is the right time to move in. One thing that is annoying about this tank is, since it fires 2 shots every time you click the button, if you have a really low health target like that, you can click it and you can end up wasting a shot. But one really nice thing about it, as you saw in this case, I missed my first shot, but my second shot somehow managed to go in. So it's kind of like a give and take. Now, you see me right here. I'm going to brawl with that PZ S35. Brawling, I wouldn't recommend too much with this tank, but I have conserved my hit points. I've been waiting for this moment, and now I can trade with him, and I can trade my 4 volley of shots, so even though if I miss one, it's still going to do crazy amounts of damage to him. And that is something people underestimate in this tank, is just how much damage it can do. It can do about 180 damage within 1.5 seconds. That is crazy. Most people just severely underestimate that because no other tank in the game can do it this quickly. Here is another match. It is on the map Canal, and as you can see, I am not top tier this time. While some tanks would struggle with this PZ2J, what? This tank does not struggle with that. It has some excellent penetration on its AP rounds and some even better penetration on its APCR rounds, making this fairly good at taking out higher tiered opponents. Even the infamous Matilda, while it struggles to pen it frontally as pretty much every other tank does, it has some excellent, it can get some excellent side shots, man, English. It can get some side shots and some rear shots pretty effectively into the tank. Now you see me calling out the left side because the left side of this map is absolutely overpowered, especially for a tank with gun depression like this. Another reason I'm going here is I'm going to camp bush because I have coated optics in this tank. I also have a enhanced gun lane drive and vents. Yes, vents. And that's what I recommend you to have too in this tank. Now I'm just going to sit here and see what I can spot. And the beautiful thing about this tank is on this ridgeline, I have no troubles penning anything. No troubles getting my gun down, which is a huge factor. I can just basically go off the side of this cliff and shoot straight down at that BT7 if I wanted to, but I'm not. We only have one tank spotted, and it'd be absolutely stupid to go out there right now, because who knows what's back there waiting to snipe me. So right now, I want to go and see what's going on, so I pop my head over, and I wasn't spotted, so I decided to start shooting my bullets and pull back as quick as I can, since I still don't know what's back there. There could be the Marauder, and the Marauder has a terrifying gun for this tier. But then again, I wait for camo to reset, and I go back on trying to snipe the kill, and miraculously that bullet goes in. This thing is not very good at hitting targets on the move or long-range targets, as you can see from that. I will get lucky on that BT7 though, but it is, like I said, luck-based. If you don't let it go, the reticle go all the way in, it's hard to get long-range shots like that. Now I have most of the tanks lit up, and now I feel confident about pushing forward. I really want to take out that PZ over there. That thing has a pretty ferocious gun, and I want to try to get it out as quick as possible. But here you see again the mediocre accuracy at best. I'm too far away right now, so I have to push forward. I want to get underneath that undulation right there and try to use my gun depression, but he's pushing forward, so I know that I can out-trade him. So I'm just going to sit here and start pounding away. Definitely want to get my my dispersion back on, because this thing does not have good dispersion, especially on the move. Now, seeing that the left side of the map is completely clear, I am confident that everyone is now over on the right side of the map, so I'm being very cautious. I'm trying to stick as close to the building as I can and try to hide behind this bush, and what do you know? All the other tanks are over there, so I'm trying to get some hard cover between me and that T-28, and I look down, the Marauder, he's AFK or something, and that was really stupid. But I should be able to clip him next time, and as you see, I will be able to clip him. And this thing is just amazing at finishing off targets that are below 200 health. It wrecks face. Yeah, and now with the Marauder taking out, I'm going to move on to that T-28 up there. Now, the T-28 is a very scary tank, so I'm hopefully going to be able to sneak up on him, and oh no, he spotted me. I'm going to try to hit one on the move, but you see this tank is absolutely worthless at hitting things on the move. Now, what I want to do is I want to get some hard cover in between me and that T-28 right there, because that thing is scary. That gun is just, oh, it's bad. Yeah, now you see me poking up over this ridgeline, because this tank is the definition of a ridgeline warrior. I'm trying to just use my gun depression and try to expose as little as I can to that tank. And as you can see, I'm going to quickly drop my 200 damage, because this thing is amazing at it, and I'm just going to wait here. Since I see that BT7 artillery is coming up on him, there's no reason for me to go out. Why put myself at risk? Why give him the satisfaction of him killing me? So I'm just going to wait here, and then when he starts to push on me, I'm going to start and try to reverse. I know that he does not have the best gun depression, so if I can get down beneath here, I can hopefully be able to take him out, and dang it, that BT7 artillery was just waiting for that kill. I'm going to quickly hopefully get to that tank over there, but alas, it was not meant to be. So again, another really great round in the I don't know what it's called. Oh yeah, the Cruiser Mark IV, my bad. So let's quickly recap everything you need to know about this tank. This tank has amazing gun depression. It can deal out a lot of damage very quickly. It is extremely fast, but it has no armor, and that's really the key to learning how to play this tank, is how to play without any armor. Now, for most people who have played higher tiered games before, who are, you know, up to tier 8, up to tier 9, up to tier 10, this tank shouldn't be a problem. But for new players, it is really important that you focus on not getting shot in this tank. and this map is an excellent portrayal of that. And right now I'm just showing off this tank because I think this tank has a fairly good model too. It's kind of more old school. I think it was made in between the wars, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, back to the game. I'm hopefully going to push left, and hopefully my team will follow with me. The left side of this map is, again, very, very strong for tanks with gun depression. But since it is low tier, most people aren't going to follow, and it's just going to be me and this A20 for a while. So since it's only us two, and I think the A32 comes with us too. I think so. Yeah, he comes with us. But I just want to sit back here and I want to use my coded optics to spot what's coming. I don't want to go YOLO right now because this tank is not good at YOLOing. It doesn't have the consistent fire that most tanks have, but it has extremely high burst damage. So yeah, oh yeah, there's the A32. Okay. So it's just us three holding this flank. And now I definitely don't want to go out there and go push. Because I have no idea what's back there. And the Electo, okay, there's two tanks back there, and I'm still going to wait. I'm going to wait until I see what's spotted. And there's the Matilda back there. Oh no, that's not the Matilda, the medium 3, my bad. I'm gonna do that, and I was actually really lucky to get those shots, and I was really surprised. But as you can see, the gun depression just works wonders on this. And as soon as I see the Matilda, I'm like, oh crap. So I'm trying to deal out as much damage as I can to that tank, and I'm just gonna get the hell out of dodge. That is pretty scary over there, so I'm just going to go run away. The Matilda is not a tank you want to face head on. Now I know what some people are going to say. They're like, oh, but Deventrix, you're running away, you're such a coward. Don't listen to those people. I am doing what's smart, and as you can see, the entire enemy team is on that flank. I would have been insta-killed if I was still sitting there. Especially against that Matilda. Matilda, especially since I'm a tier down, you do not want to face that tank. Even in equal tiered tanks, you do not want to face that head on. So I'm trying to reposition, I'm trying to get around, I'm trying to find a place to win. And don't you just love that PZB2? Oh my gosh, he has the most troll armor of all time, and I love it so much. But I know there's some tanks on my right, so I'm hopefully just going to sneak out and hopefully going to kill that PZ S35, and no, the A20 steals it. But I still dealt a lot of damage without exposing myself to that tank. And now I'm just going to peek out and see which way he's facing. His gun is not facing at me, so I'm going to push. I seem to be fairly safe, so I'm just going to go load up the APCR, because that thing is a freaking heavy tank, and just load it into the butts. And ooh, an engine fire. But I don't actually think I need the... Yeah, you can see I don't actually need the APCR, because this tank has pretty good penetration, and someone stole my kill. That's cool. Here you can see I'm going to go up and finally face that Matilda. Never face Matilda head on. I've said this 3 times, but that tank is absolutely a beast. So I'm just going to load a clip into its butt. And now I can see that the Matilda is tunnel visioning, so I'm going to hopefully take out this Kiho, I don't know, right there, and boom, killed him. And see, the Matilda didn't even look, so now I'm going to be able to load up the APCR, and you can see just how good that APCR penetration is. I don't even have to worry. I just load it up into the back and call it good. And then again, the A20 did really good that game. Shout out to him for helping me take this one down. But you can see how I turned a situation that looked really grim for my tank, and I turned it into something good. And that's what you need to be looking out for. You need to be looking out for things in 1000 damage, yeah. Looking out for opportunities where you can play a little bit unfair, where you can use your tank to its strengths, because that's really what this game is about. And this tank has so many strengths, you just need to take advantage of them. This thing isn't a heavy tank. It isn't a frontline tank. It is meant to be a support. It's meant to get the flanks, and that's how I play it. Now here you can see it's actually my first game I played of my recording session, and it is on the map Hill. And this game, I'm just going to let it speak for itself, because this game, it uses everything we talked about. It talks about using your gun depression, it talks about using your speed, it talks about using your burst damage. So this game, I think it perfectly illustrates how to play this tank to its strengths. Since I am fairly quick, I'm hopefully going to get the hill as fast as I can. And it is low tier, so hopefully other people won't contest it for me. And yeah, we get the hill by ourselves. Okay. And now instead of spotting it out, I'm going to pull back and turn around. Since I have gun depression, I can shoot down on all the tanks that are coming up, which is what I want to do. And you can see all those tanks. I'm going to go here, hopefully kill the PZ2 or do some damage. As you can see, this gun isn't very good unless you aim it in. But I still have 1 shot left. I'm hopefully going to be able to hit that M2, and I did, which is really good. A nice thing about having autoloaders, you can spread your damage in between different tanks. Then this spot's amazing because I can just sit here, wait for the reload, and then go back out again without being shot. Loaded into still tanks. This tank loves tanks that aren't moving. This tank loves tanks, especially the sides of tanks. Like that tank right there in the butt. Oh, never mind. But Hey, it's our old friend. I'm just gonna load one into him, blow off his tracks, get a couple of extra experience points, and just go. This tank is so good at being a support tank, good at getting the flanks and the sides, and especially when it isn't the focus, its gun's just allowed to sing. Now I feel like the score right now, it's 1-3, so it looks pretty dire right now. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm sorry, dude, but he's part of the game. And as you can see, I'm trading shots here, which isn't good, but there's not much cover I can go behind, so I can out-trade him, and I'm just going to hold my ground. Going to come out, hopefully kill him as fast as I can. I do take a shot from the M2, but I don't think it actually penetrates my tank, since he has the big derp gun over there. And as you can see, I'm just going to wait here, load, and then use that gun depression to go and wait for the M2 to come out and just nut him real quick. Boom, look at that. And we quickly turned a 6 versus 4, I think, or yeah, 6 versus 4 into a 4 versus 1. And I love this game. And you can see I'm trading with this tank, but I've saved my hit points. I've saved my hit points for this occasion that I can trade with it. And one more go, he should be dead. So you can see that this tank is just so powerful when used in the right way. Now here's an excellent example of the gun depression. I can just shoot off over this cliff. It doesn't even have to, I don't have to go over, I can just sit there. And as you can see, poor accuracy, it doesn't do well hitting things on the move. But you can see I am having no trouble trying to hit that tank. And even though the kill is done, it still illustrates the point that this thing has such good gun depression. I love it so much. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name's Deventrix, and if you like what you see, subscribe, leave a like, I don't know, share it, do whatever. But thank you all so much, you filthy animals, and have a good day.